Honestly guys, I feel kind of bad about something. There was an awesome Metroidvania game that came out last year on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. This game is Timespinner and I absolutely loved this game. It kept me up at night. I beat it like 1.5 times already, and I just have to talk about it. So yes, this is a late review. The game came out a while back, but I think it deserves a bit more recognition. So here's my review of Timespinner for the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4. Let's jump in. I'm not a very big fan of the Metroidvania genre. However, every now and then, a game in the genre surprises me. Timespinner is one of those games. The beautiful pixel art is what caught my eye, but the addictive, exploration-based gameplay is what kept me coming back for more. First, the game is much more story-heavy than I was expecting, quickly thrusting the main protagonist, Lunias, into a traumatizing event that would be the backbone of the main storyline. The writing is well done, and I easily connected with Lunias as she is just as clueless to everything as you are. As I mentioned before, Timespinner uses beautiful pixel art, and it constantly had me impressed. With a variety of environments and enemy types, its dark and sad world really envelops you, which aligns perfectly with the game's story of heartbreak, revenge, and triumph. Timespinner's combat is simple but effective. Lunias, and I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing that name right, can utilize a variety of different orbs and special attacks. You can mix and match your attacks anytime you want, from throwing a Kamehameha-like energy blast to smashing foes with a giant sword. You'll constantly feel like a badass. Combining different orbs and attacks is fun to tinker with, and you have 3 preset classes, making it easy to swap weapons during combat. There's also a cast of characters and side quests to take part in. This can lead to gaining special items or witnessing smaller story threads. I naturally completed some quests just by exploring the map. Speaking of exploring, exploration is one of Timespinner's biggest strengths. Entering unknown areas unsure of what is ahead is always a blast. And anytime I died in Timespinner, I always felt compelled to try again. Pending you find a safe spot often, the difficulty isn't very hard, which I appreciated as I often find myself in over my head when jumping into Metroidvania games. In Timespinner, learning the rhythm of enemies and bosses can be challenging, but once you wrap your head around things, it's really satisfying combat. Then there's the actual time-bending mechanic. This lets you freeze your surroundings for a limited time. Not only is this useful during fights, but you can actually use enemies as platforms when time is stopped. If there's a ledge that's out of reach, you can use a nearby enemy to gain access to it by freezing it. All of that stuff combined together gives you plenty of variety to fit your preferred playstyle. Timespinner is $20 and cross-buy with PS4 and PS Vita. Unfortunately, there is no cross-save functionality, so after you start a game on one piece of hardware, you're pretty much locked to that platform, especially if you want to do New Game Plus or go for the Platinum Trophy. Speaking of trophies, the PS4 and Vita versions do share the same trophy list, so you can't platinum it twice. Timespinner kept me wide awake in the late hours of the night. I simply couldn't put it down until I defeated the final boss. Luckily, there's tons of collectibles that give me a reason to jump back in, along with a New Game Plus mode. If you're a fan of Metroidvania games, Timespinner is a must play.